Big Gamer out here. How are you guys doing today? I'm super. Thanks for asking. So guys, Ghostbusters, the 2016 game of the movie. A quick review for you guys today and a bit of a buyer's guide. Should you buy this game, stick with me and we'll go through it now. So the first thing that kind of stands out is that this is a game for the movie, but it doesn't star the original characters. So these are a new set of characters. You've got two guys and two girls, and they are all put forward to you in kind of a cel-shaded cartoon art style. So the story's kind of told through these cutscenes and a bunch of voiceovers, introducing you to each of the levels that you go into. There aren't a great deal of levels in this game, guys, but a lot of these are recycled and the assets are recycled. And that allows you, especially with the online and offline co-op, which is nice, there's not enough games to it these days, allows you to get at least a weekend's worth of play out of the game. So it's not the shortest game ever made, and there is some replayability there, but it might not be worth the asking price, and I'll tell you why in a second, guys. So firstly, you might notice the level design can get a bit samey. It does look nice, it's colourful, a lot of the effects are colourful, but a lot of the assets do get reused, guys, which is understandable in a kind of tying game like this, I suppose. And the gameplay is your classic twin stick shooter, so similar to like a Geometry Wars or something like that. One stick is controlling your movement and the other stick the aim of your fire, and you've got some alternate fires here. And obviously what we're using here today, guys, is proton packs. So obviously your initial fire mode will be some kind of attack, like some kind of a ranged attack, and then you obviously have your proton beam, which allows you to kind of grab hold of and wrangle the ghosts, and then you can kind of trap them as per the movie. You also got a PKA meter. That's probably one of the things that I like the most, which kind of allows you to pick up secrets and experience points from around the level. Allows you to find out where you're going, if you're going in the right direction and stuff like that, and it just adds another dynamic to the game. Now, on the screen at the moment, you're probably seeing a boss fight. These bigger ghosts can't just be shot. You have to kind of whittle them down and then trap them. Whereas some of the smaller ghosts, you know, your floating heads and books and zombies and stuff, you can kind of just shoot them until they go away. You also have alternate use of grenades and other throwable items, and those can kind of come in the forms of flashbangs and kind of plasma grenades and stuff to kind of slow the enemies down. And when you trap them, you kind of tap away at like a little mini game to try and boost your XP. And this all kind of goes towards leveling up your character, because when you finish a level, you get the opportunity to use those points to kind of increase any one of a number of skills. So those can come into, it's pretty standard stuff, but it is nice to at least have a skill tree there for you know, to kind of progress your character, and that they haven't just kind of gone away from that. You get like a score for finishing each level, you know, kind of C's, B's and A's and all the rest of it. And then you can kind of divvy out your skill points into the onto the skill tree, and this kind of be like health boosts, increase the power and running speed, and cooldowns for your different traps and for your weapons and your grenades and stuff. So all that stuff. And it does allow you to kind of respec and recalibrate as you go along, which is quite nice, because if you spend all your points early on, it allows you to redistribute them. Say if you feel like your proton pack's not got enough punch, you can kind of throw all that into damage and go that way. But yeah, I quite enjoyed the level up system. It does make a noticeable difference in game, which is nice. But unfortunately, the biggest problem this game has is the gameplay does come a bit stale, just like the level design. And after a while, after an hour or two, you do find the novelty and the snappiness of the gameplay does wear off a little bit. And unfortunately, in the end, it kind of comes across as a little bit of a slog. By no means a bad game, just a little bit of a slog at that point. And then I just want to touch on the music as well quickly. The music in the game is better than I kind of expected, really, to be honest. And the backing tracks are quite nice. It's obviously got the classic Ghostbusters theme, and then it has a bunch of kind of more gothic or orchestral kind of tracks and stuff in there, which are quite nice. And it does lend itself a fair bit of atmosphere. And the enemy design is fun enough and quite nice to look at. But unfortunately, again, just like everything in this game, the music does get repetitive over a number of hours, as do the enemy types. So again, despite its best efforts, I think there is, a fairly decent game wrapped up in here. It just maybe a $20 download title. This kind of comes across as. It's obviously been packaged as a $50 game, or a £35 game if you're over in UK, and that does seem a little bit rich. Like they're playing a little bit too much off of the fact there's a movie out there and people might want to run into a shop and pick this up. And I love physical releases, guys. I would much rather see this at a physical release for a few extra dollars. I just don't think 50 is the price point. I think this on download would be 15 to 20, and realistically they should be looking to charge 25 to 30 for it retail, in my opinion. Do I reckon you guys should go out and buy it? That's why we're here, right? So what I'm going to say is wait for this to go down in price. If you really really into the movie and you really want to play a game based around it at the moment, I would say just consider going out and borrowing it off a mate, or maybe if you've got like a rental service near you, like a GameFly or a Redbox or something. It's definitely worth killing a few hours. It will give you plenty of Chivos and trophies and stuff, and you can have some fun with your buddies. But I would definitely wait for this to go down in price, guys. Okay, so let's come to the score. Now, you might notice I didn't qualify this for Raiders of the Worst Game, so you probably already know this isn't a 3 or lower. So actually, I would give this game a 4 out of 10, guys. I know it's received a few lower scores from a few publications like Game Informer, but to be honest, guys, this is just my opinion that not enough of these sites out there these days play enough bad games. I play a lot of bad games. I know what a bad game is. This isn't a terrible game. This is a 4 out of 10, and it's below average. So guys, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for seeing out this review. I hope you enjoyed seeing some gameplay of this game. I hope this helps you, inform you on whether or not you want to buy this game. And if you like this kind of content, if you like the quick reviews, feel free to drop a like or share this, and I'll bring you more, guys. Thanks again. Cheers.